All right, what's going on, y'all? Like I said, Tuesday Night Thrive. This last weekend, we heard some very, very powerful information at the GoPro virtual event. Okay, this GoPro virtual event, I want you guys to understand what GoPro is so you realize how powerful this event is. First of all, type some sevens in the chat if you were on this GoPro live virtual event. Type some sevens in the chat if you guys were attending and on this live virtual event. Okay, looks like we had a few people on there. If you guys weren't on there, man, it was insane. I mean, I'm not joking, you guys. Me and Maldo and Alan and a couple others were sitting right here in my living room for about what, guys, 60 hours straight? Like 60 hours straight. We were sitting in my living room just dialed into this event because we were mind blown by the things that these guys were talking about, right? Yeah, there was some, some hype parts of the event, and they were trying to kill time and whatnot, give away prizes and all that. So we were able to, stretch and do whatever. But man, some of these talks that they did were just insane. It was unbelievable, the information that we received at this event. And so we just want to give you guys some of the value that we got over the weekend. And so first of all, just so you guys know what GoPro is. GoPro is a brand created by the godfather of network marketing. So if you guys are brand new to the team, just so you know, you are in the industry of network marketing, okay? It is the greatest industry in the world, $170 billion industry. It is bigger than the MLB, the NFL, and the NBA all combined. Combine those three industries and we're still bigger, right? It is absolutely insane how large this industry is. And Eric Worre is the godfather of network marketing. He has made tens of millions of dollars in the industry. And he created his brand GoPro to help people become network marketing professionals. That was his why. That was why he started the brand. He wanted to help the average person become professional in this industry. And he started this event, GoPro, a while back, and it was an in-person event. But with COVID, what ended up happening is he had to actually build a $20 million studio that is like a giant circle, and it has screens going all around it. It is insane. The whole project was $20 million. And so basically what ended up happening is he sold out the event online, and it was crazy because their servers couldn't even hold any more people. It was 70,000 people from about 150 different countries on this virtual live event this past weekend. And just seeing the faces, you could see all the faces, all the Zooms that were logged into it all throughout the weekend. It was a $300 ticket. And I'll tell you this, after experiencing what I experienced, I would have paid probably $10,000 for that ticket. I mean, that's how much of an impact it had on my life. So I'm excited to share with you guys, some powerful things that I learned this weekend. And it's going to be one main topic that me and my team have been really focusing on. And if you guys are in our Blitz chat, you already know what it is. But I'm going to talk about this one topic and a couple other things. And like I said, I'm going to give it to Tyler to really drop some fire and drop some sauce. This man is a chairman 10, which means he's making well over six figures, in this company. And, you have to put in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not 1,000 people into this company before hitting chairman. And so he's doing this at a very high level already. And the stuff we just talked about on what's to come and where he's going, it's insane what you guys are going to hear from him. I'll just tell you that. So I'm excited. I'm fired up. Type something in the chat if you guys are just excited to receive this information, that if you guys weren't at this chat, Tyler said something. I love the coachability on this call, right? You guys are great. So guys, I'm super excited to share this information with you. So we will just get off with it. We'll get running with it. And the first topic that I want to talk about, and it was a huge part of the weekend, is the 90-day run, okay? The 90-day run is very important. Here's why. Eric Worre talked about how you can accomplish more in 90 days than some people can accomplish in 90 months. Think about that for a second. You can accomplish more in 90 days than some people will accomplish in 90 months in this industry. And I'll be straight up and honest with you guys. I didn't learn about this. I did not learn about this. And so I crawled in my network marketing career. I crawled. I was one of those crawlers that just crawled year after year after year. And I made some money, right? Don't get me wrong. I made some money. But I really never took off with this thing. I never made big money because I didn't understand the 90-day run. And as soon as I learned this and understood it, I went from struggling year after year after year after year to hitting a full-time income in a blink of an eye. It was crazy. It was crazy what happened to my life. And I did a 90-day run about 15 months ago. And I was a P2000. Actually, I had lost P2000, so I was a P1000. I was a P1000 when I started my 90-day run. And when I finished the 90-day run, I was a Platinum 5000, making $5,000 a month. And we're gearing up to do another one. And I guarantee you this one's going to be even crazier. This one, we're going to go smack Chairman 25 in the face. And it's going to be really, really crazy because right now, we have 37 people in our organization that have committed to doing this 90-day run with us. And so if you want to commit to doing a 90-day run, awesome. Talk to your leader about doing it. They'll help you get set up and do it so that you can take your life to the next level. The point of a 90-day run, guys, is basically collapsing time frames. Okay, it's collapsing time frames, because if you do activity very, very quickly, it's going to create way more momentum than doing the same activity over a long period of time. It's called the law of compressed activity. Okay, and so basically think of it like this. If you were to message one person a day for, say, for easy numbers sake, let's say 3 years. Okay, one person a day for 3 years. You're consistent, right? You're doing, the activity, right? But here's the problem. It'll never take off. See, some people say slow and steady wins the race. Not in network marketing. Slow and steady never wins the race here. You can consistently be slow, and you're going to be consistently slow to your grave. I mean, it's going to be so painful. It's going to be one of the most painful experiences of your life, because your business will never get off the ground. Okay, you want to be the rabbit in this race. You want to move quick, because that's what gets you paid. And so imagine, instead of messaging one person a day for 3 years, which would be, over 1,000 people, you take those 1,000 people and message them in 30 days. Think about what would happen. I have some of my team doing this right now, right? Type some ones in the chat if you're on my team and you've been sending out these 100 messages the last couple days, right? I got some of my team doing that. And they've been hitting me up going, dude, I've never had to handle this many conversations in my life, right? They're like, this is crazy. And that's the point of it. It gets you on a higher frequency. You have to work, you have to move. So that's the point of this 90-day run, guys, is to get you on a higher frequency. It's to get you moving faster. Success loves speed. Success loves speed. Success is on a high frequency. Speed is on a high frequency. So if you want to attract success, you need to be on the same frequency as it, okay? Which means you need to be moving quickly. You cannot be resting. You cannot be moving at a steady pace. It doesn't work like that. So if you really want to take off with this thing, I'm going to tell you right now, at some point in your network marketing career, you are going to have to commit to a 90-day run. You're going to have to. If you don't want to do a 90-day run, that's cool. But you need to accept the fact right now then that you will never make big money in this industry. You can make some money. I'm not saying that you can't make any. You can make money. But I'm just saying, if you want to make big money, it'll never happen until you commit to a 90-day run and stick to it. Okay? And so I'm going to give you guys the roadmap. I'm going to give you guys the roadmap that Eric Worre literally laid out for us at this GoPro event. You're talking about a guy who's made millions and millions of dollars in the industry. And not only that, I want you to listen to this stat right here. Eric Worre has created dozens of $1 million earners. Probably, I think it's over a couple hundred. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys can go look. The amount of people that he's personally mentored in this industry and made $1 million, not a full-time income earner, right? Not a six-figure earner, not a multi-six-figure earner. I'm talking about 7 figures, $1 million, hundreds. This guy has created. And he said it all started from this, the 90-day run. And so I'm going to give you guys the roadmap that he literally gave us this weekend. And you can either do it or not do it. I don't care, right? It's up to you. This 90-day run is for the few that choose. The 37 people that are in my Blitz chat right now, they chose. They made the decision. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick of being average. I'm in so much pain right now from being where I'm at that I want something different. I'm willing to sacrifice. And that's what this 90 days is about. It's about willing to go all in for a season of your life. Sacrifice everything. And when I mean everything, I mean literally everything. You sacrifice everything for this short period of time so that you can live the rest of your life however you want. Who'd be willing to do that? Who'd be willing, if this is your life, okay? If this is your life right here, who would be willing to give up this much to be free for the rest of it right here? Type in the chat. Type in the chat. If this is your life, would you be willing to give up this? This right here. You're not spending time with your family. You're not spending time with your kids. You're not playing video games. You're not watching TV. You're not watching sports. You're not going to birthday parties. You're not celebrating holidays. You're not doing anything. No parties, no friends, no nothing for this long. But afterwards, this is all yours. You get to do whatever you want. You make more money than you could ever imagine, and you get to do anything that you want for the rest of your life. Looks like a lot of people already, right? So I'm going to give you the roadmap for it. I'm going to tell you what this 90-day run is going to consist of, okay? And I already have it written out on my whiteboard. And it's funny, I had everybody in my Blitz chat go buy a whiteboard. That was the first task. They had to send me a screen or a picture of a whiteboard. Because honestly, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think you can build this business without a whiteboard. It's just a fact, right? I think Tyler will tell you the same thing. You can't go chairman without a whiteboard. It is what it is, okay? And so I'm gonna start from step 1 of the 90-day run and walk you through exactly what it's going to look like, okay? So get your pen and paper ready. But the first step to your 90-day run is creating your story, okay? You need to create your story. Here's what your story consists of. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? My why is right here, okay? I have a little arrow that says my why because I didn't want to write all of this on the whiteboard. But guys, I mean, this has the exact life that I want, right? Who wants me to read it? Type some zeros in the chat if you guys want me to read it. I can read it. If not, it's all good. But my why is very powerful. It's very strong. And when I read this every single day, there's no way that you can't read this. Like if I read this, I have to like go run a mile or something because I get so excited. I get so fired up. And that's really what it should be. So some people wanted to hear my why. So here it is. It says on the top, it says, everything I want is mine. And this is what it says. It says, I am so happy and grateful now that I'm making $1 million per month in network marketing. I feel blessed to have attracted the hungriest leaders in the industry to my business and impacted over 1 million lives spiritually and financially. I'm a leader of leaders who creates momentum globally. I'm one of the greatest network marketers of all time that speaks on stages all over the world because of my iconic knowledge and accomplishments. My relationship with God is at an all-time best, and as I continue to practice his word and promote it. My beautiful wife and kids are happy, healthy, and stress-free because of the free life we've created. I have immense gratitude that I've retired and helped a lot of my friends and family, as well as travel the world with them, which keeps me centered and hungry for more. I have a $10 million waterfront mansion with the best modern and rustic touches throughout it. The kitchen, gym, basketball court, man cave, movie room, pool, and hot tub are exactly what I've dreamed of. My matte gray G-Wagon Brabus and white Ferrari 488 Spider, both with red interiors, sit out front. I continue to grow as a husband, father, leader in person, so I can create generational wealth for me and many others. Everything I want manifests into my life because I vibrate above the frequency of it all while being the hardest worker in the room. I'm a champion and the best to ever do it. Type something in the chat. So yeah, guys, it's the detail, right? Like Tyler said. See, some people I'm like, what's your why? Financial freedom. All right, what does that mean? I want to be wealthier. What does that mean? What do you want? What do you want? Okay, that is the first part of this. You need to create your story. What is your story? See, your mind is so powerful, guys. You can visualize anything and make it your reality. And so the stronger your visualization is, the more likely it is to come true. So create your story, create your why, and see it every day. I read this every single day, and there's no way that I can't get my butt up and get to work for my family and for that future. There's no way. I just told Maldo, me and Maldo were sitting here messaging people, and we both got blocked on Facebook from sending so many messages. And I was like, dude, I sat there for 5 minutes because like, dang, I'm blocked. And I was like, I need to do something. I need to work harder, right? And it was because of this, because this is right in front of me. I know I have to continue to work hard. So create your story. It's your why you're doing this. What results do you want? Same thing. What results do you want? What's your goal out of this 90-day run? What kind of people do you want to attract during this 90-day run? Describe your leaders. Describe the leaders that are going to come into your organization. Are they going to be independent? Are they going to be hardworking? Are they going to be coachable? Visualize those leaders coming into your business. I guarantee you it'll happen. All right. What's your strategy? Right? Do you have a strategy laid out? I have a strategy laid out for my entire organization. I created this strategy and I've laid it out for them day by day, task by task on how to set up their 90-day run. I know exactly how me and my organization are going to crush this 90-day goal. So you have to have a strategy. If you don't have the strategy, then ask your leader what the strategy is. I promise you, they'll have one for you. Okay. And then finally, what kind of support are you going to bring? You're going on a 90-day run where you're going to put a lot of people in. What does your support system look like? See, you have a support system. You're able to reach out to leaders. You're able to get help whenever you need it. What kind of support system are you going to create for your organization? Right? That is creating your story, your why, your results, what kind of leaders you're going to attract, your strategy, and what kind of support you bring to the table. So that's step number one, create your story. All right. Number two is eliminate distractions. Okay. So actually on the other side of this board, it's pretty fancy. It actually flips around here if I can get it to flip. So on the other side of this whiteboard, I actually have 20 things. I have 20 things written down right here that I'm going to sacrifice over these 90 days. 20 things. I told my entire team, I said, yo, you guys need to write down 20 things that you need to sacrifice. All of them are messaging me going, dude, I can't even think of the 20 things. I'm stuck at 13. I'm stuck at 16, right? That's good. It should challenge. You should get to the point where you're almost sacrificing everything. Like it's, besides, showering, brushing your teeth and eating, you're pretty much sacrificing everything else. Okay. And so that's the point of this though. You got to give up to go up. If you're not sacrificing during these 90 days, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I understand that some of you guys have jobs. Okay. Some of you guys have jobs on this call. If you do, That means when you are not working your job, every waking second that you have free is doing this. Again, you're not hanging out with your family. You're not hanging out with your significant other. If you're starting to date someone, I would suggest probably not dating that person right now. Like, you have to, I will literally tell you guys, some of you guys are laughing at me. Guys, I have a picture. I have a picture from the event. Where is it? Eliminate distractions. Guys, it literally says, this is Eric Worre. This is Eric Worre speaking, and this is the slide that he had up. It literally says, a distraction is this: laundry, your email, social media, dating, your cell phone, sports, television, parties, cooking, groceries, hobbies, and all of your friends. And it says this: anything that's paying you less than $500 an hour. I thought that one was interesting. So he said, pretty much eliminate everything from your life for 90 days, right? Pretty much eliminate everything from your life for 90 days. But then the last one was like, don't do anything that pays you less than $500 an hour. I was like, what? That doesn't make sense. And then he explained it. He said, if you're a millionaire, you're getting paid about $500 an hour. So every single hour of your life, if you want to be a millionaire, you have to ask yourself, is the activity that I'm doing right now worthy of $500 an hour? Is the activity I'm doing right now worthy of $500 an hour? I guarantee you start to move a little bit differently when you think that way. Okay. So eliminate all distractions. That you have to write them down. You can't defeat the enemy if you don't identify it. Okay. So I identified mine. Now we did create your story. Second thing, eliminate distractions. Here's the third thing. You need to prep. Okay. You need to prep. Now, this is what me and my team are going through right now. We've spent the last 2 days prepping for our 90-day blitz. So you guys can see it. It's over here. This is the 7 days that I'm taking my team through right now to prepare their 90-day runs. Okay. You cannot just say, yeah, I'm going on a 90-day run and boom, you're gone. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to get unorganized. You're going to get, mentally blocked. And when that happens, you're going to get confused on what to do. And when you get confused, the confused mind does nothing. Okay. You need to have everything organized. Brandon Wildman's over here. And he just said to me, he goes, dude, why is everything so neat on your whiteboard? Right. I said, dude, if it's not, I'm going to go crazy. Like, I got people calling me. I got things to keep track of, messages, presentations, everything. If it's not organized, I'm going to lose my mind over this 90-day run. Right? So organization is everything. Order is everything. Right? Tyler just said it. How you do anything is how you do everything. When you get up, and Joey talks about it on the call last week, when you get up in the morning, make your bed. That is rule number one. I bet you if you don't make your bed, that you're probably a messy individual. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Right? I get up and I make my bed every single morning. Right? Why do you think they teach you that in the military? The first thing you do, right, Brandon?
Yep.
First thing you do is make your bed. He's in the Army. Why is that? Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you start your day sharp, if you start your day with order and organization, that leads through the rest of your day. You're moving with intention and purpose. Okay. So organization is key. We have to prepare for this launch. Okay. And so here are the things that are involved in the preparation. You need to write out your schedule. So what does your schedule look like every day, Monday through Sunday, from when you wake up to when you go to bed? And I'm going to just tell you this right now. All right. I'm going to tell you this right now. A 90-day run involves you getting less sleep. That's one of my sacrifices on the board. Okay. During this GoPro event, I'm going to tell you guys a story. During this GoPro event, they had a panel come out of all the $1 million earners that have effectively done a 90-day run. One of the $1 million earners came out. These guys make about $5.5 million a year. It's Daniel and his wife, Stephania. These two are crazy, okay? The wife, Stephania, did so many presentations back to back to back to back to back that she didn't have time to go to the bathroom, and she just peed like where she was on her, like at her desk, right? Like so many presentations back to back to back. She didn't even have time to go back. She just peed where she was, and she just kept going. I'm sure she cleaned it up later, but we're talking, and this girl is like a prim and proper, like, you know, model type female. Like, I'm like, no way. And she's just like, no, I had to keep going, right? And her husband said that he didn't sleep during this 90 days. He said he slept, but he never went to bed, he said. He said for 90 days, all he did was take naps. He took naps, and he'd wake up and he'd keep working. And if it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and he needed to sleep, he'd take like an hour nap, get up, keep working. By the end of the 90 days, he actually had to check himself into the hospital. Okay. Now I'm not saying put your life on the line or anything, but I'm just telling you what these $1 million earners were willing to do to get to where they were. I mean, it is insane. And so you're going to have to write out your schedule and know what you got going on. But I want you guys to know that if your schedule doesn't say earlier than 8 and later than midnight, you're not even on a 90-day run. You got to be up before 8 a.m. and you're probably going to have to be up past midnight. Me and Maldo all week have been up at 7 a.m. and up until 1 a.m. 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. all week. He literally brought a bunch of his things, a bunch of his baby's things, and he literally packed his bags, and he's like literally living here. He's not actually living here, but he's pretty much living here for 90 days. And we're just going to run. And because we know that's what we need to do. And so create your schedule. You guys have to write down every single thing that you have going on Monday through Sunday, so you know where your business building times are. Like I said, if you're not working, you should be building. That's, I mean, plain and simple. All right. That's what it is. And I know that there's a lot of people on this call that love trading. I like trading, guys. There's a lot of people on my team that love trading, but I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to dial it back during this 90-day run. I have to. Guess what? The markets are always going to be there. The markets are always going to be there. The opportunity with is not. This is going to be $1 billion company. Do you want to be a chairman before we hit $1 billion? Or do you want to have the company hit $1 billion and then you're trying to swim up a waterfall to hit chairman? Right? For me, I'd rather hit chairman 10, hit chairman 50, hit chairman 100 during this momentum phase when it's easy, and then go take all my money and go make a ton of money trading. Right? I'm still going to trade. Don't get me wrong. I got a trading call tonight at 10 o'clock. Right? And I got another one tomorrow and another one Thursday. But I know some people that like to sit on the charts for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a day. Guys, we don't got time for that. Right? And I want you to be successful traders, but you got to be smart with your time. Maybe fit it in very, very strategically. Right? Get up at 7 a.m. Get up at 7 a.m. and trade before anybody's awake, or 6 a.m. Right? Get up at 6 a.m. and trade before anybody's awake. So you can get that time in if you really want to, or if you want to stay up even later, right? 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. to get that in, go ahead. I'm just telling you, when people are awake, I'm trying to get people on presentations. That is my goal during this 90-day run. Again, it's sacrificing this much, guys, so you can do whatever you want. And during this part right here, where you get to do whatever you want, you can trade as much as you want. You can travel as much as you want. You can do whatever you want. Okay, but you got to give up to go up. So make your schedule, make an unshakable commitment. Unshakable commitment. Here's what an unshakable commitment is. Okay. Some of you are probably going to judge me for this. I don't really care. When I joined this industry, I decided that I was going to live a different life. I was homeless living in my car. And I had a buddy of mine tell me that I needed to be at an event in Atlanta in 2014. It was a big company convention. There were 7,000 people there. 4 weeks before that event, my cousin got shot and killed. And the funeral ended up being the same weekend as the event. And so I had to make a tough decision of, was I going to go to the funeral or was I going to go to this event? I'd never been to a big company convention. I had only been in network marketing for 2 months, but I also knew that I was homeless and that I wanted something different. And I made the very, very tough decision to miss my cousin's funeral and go to that event. And I'll tell you guys right now, if it wasn't for me going to that event 7 years ago, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be here right now. And so sometimes you have to make sacrifices in this business that you don't want to make. And guess what? I paid my respects to my cousin. I paid my respects to his close family, to the daughter that he had. And I still see her to this day. But I had to do what I had to do for me. See, at some point, you got to get selfish with your life. So many people miss the blessings in their life because they're so worried about other people. Yes, it's good to care about other people. Yes, it's good to be there for other people. But you got to look internally right now and say, am I where I need to be? Am I where I want to be? And if the answer is no, then I'm just going to tell you, for this 90 days, you got to be selfish. There's going to be things that come to pull you off the line. As soon as you make the decision to live the life that God intended you to live, the devil is going to come knocking and try to knock you down. And you got to shut the damn door in his face and say, no, I made the decision that I'm going to go, that I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. I don't care what comes across my path. I'm going to go. And because I made the decision, God tested me that weekend. And because I still went to that event and I made the decision that I was going to win in this industry, 9 months later, I was making a full-time income. I went from homeless, living in my car. Nobody joined me my first 6 months in network marketing to 9 months later, making a full-time income in this industry. At 20 years old, I was one of the youngest in Wisconsin to hit the rank that I hit. I had no business being that rank. I had no influence with my contacts. But I truly believe God blessed my life because I made that decision when I needed to. And so, guys, the reason why I say this is because unshakable commitment is probably the number one important thing when it comes to this 90-day run. You have to have that commitment or something's going to pull you off the line. Be committed 24/7. 24/7. All right? Part of the prep, pick your launch date. And if you're a true boss, pick it for before the holidays. Anybody can say new year, new me. Anybody can say, yeah, I'll do it after the holidays. That's what the average people do. My launch date starts December 13th. And guess what? I'm going to grind all the way through the holidays, all the way through the new year. And 2022 is going to be the biggest year of my life. And it's going to be the biggest year for a lot of my leaders' lives. And I'm excited for it. All right. Pre-launch. All right, so we've gone create your story, eliminate distractions, prep. Now we're on pre-launch. I'm almost done. I'm going to pass this over to Tyler. Pre-launch is just recruiting your inner circle. Okay? Recruit your inner circle. You need to know who's going to go on this 90-day run with you. Me and Maldo spent hours picking up the phone, calling people on the team saying, yo, this is what we're about to go do. We're going to do a 90-day run. This is what it's going to look like. This is what it's going to do to our lives. We recruited our inner circle. And we got 37 people to say, yes, I'm going on this run with you. Recruit your inner circle. Who's running with you? Who's running right beside you on this 90-day run? All right. And last but not least is income producing activities. Okay. Income producing activities. I have them written down right here on this whiteboard. So I know what actually gets me paid, because this is the only thing you should be focused on. So many people want to do personal development. So many people want to read. So many people want to, spend hours on the phone with their mentor. Guys, all this stuff is great, but guess what? None of it gets you paid. None of it gets you paid. You want to know the things that actually get you paid, that you need to be doing at least 6 to 8 hours a day. I'm doing them 16 hours a day because I'm full-time in this. 16 hours a day, I'm going to be focused on IPAs during my 90-day run. Here they are. Number 1, contacts. You're getting new contacts. You're going to the gym. You're going out different places. You're not going out to prospect, but you're just wherever you are, You're meeting people, getting Facebooks, and you're not recruiting them. You're not going, hey, you want to join crypto? You want to join foreign exchange? No. You're just saying, hey, bro, where are you from? You know, nice to meet you, whatever. Like I play ball with the same group of guys every morning, and I get those guys' Facebook, their contacts. I do that at the gym every morning. Get people's contacts. That is an income producing activity. Number 2, presentations and appointments. Okay. Presentations and appointments. Number 3, Zooms. All right. So whether you're doing a Zoom presentation or a coffee appointment presentation, those are both income producing activities. Follow-ups. All right. You're following up with people to get them started. Blitz days where you're doing multiple presentations, big overviews. You know, the one we do at 9 p.m. You're doing multiple ones of those, like 4 or 5 lined up, and you're just having the whole team invite to all those calls. Those are blitz days. All right. We've got sizzle calls. Sizzle calls are basically where you're calling somebody and just kind of giving them a little bit of flavor about what we do and trying to get them on a call. Okay. That's a sizzle call. A social event, right? Where you're meeting up with the team. And then the last one I can see it on there is 3-way messages and 3-way calls. Okay. So you're putting your leader in a 3-way message or a 3-way call with your prospect to have them share their story and get them started. Okay. Those are IPAs. So guys, that's the 90-day run. Create your story, eliminate distractions, prepare with your schedule, an unshakable commitment, and your launch date. And then you need to pre-launch, recruit your inner circle. And then you're going to launch this thing by only focusing on income producing activities. I'll leave you guys with this. These were the 2 most powerful quotes that I heard at the event. Okay. Number 1 was, you cannot sow your seeds and reap your harvest at the same time. Write that down. You cannot sow your seeds and reap your harvest at the same time. See, so many people want to reap their harvest. They're like, yeah, give me the money, give me the money, give me the blessings, give me the success. But they haven't messaged the people. You haven't done the presentations. You haven't done the follow-ups. You haven't talked to your mentor. You haven't shown up to the events. You haven't shown up to the mentorship calls. You haven't participated in the blitz days or the Zooms or the power hours. How do you expect to reap your harvest when you haven't planted any seeds? You're not sowing your seeds. You're not watering your seeds. See, the plants have to grow before you can reap the harvest. And this was one of the biggest things that I've struggled with, you know, in early on in my career for sure, was I always wanted to win. I wanted to win. And a lot of the times I blocked my blessing because I was trying to reap my harvest before I even planted seeds. Focus on planting your seeds, doing the activity daily, doing what you know you need to do, and don't focus on your harvest. Harvest season is going to come for you. And guess what? Your harvest season comes at a different time than everybody else. So just focus on sowing the seeds and then reap your harvest. And here was the last one. Eric Worre said it. He says, the size of the man is equal to the size of the problem that gets him down. The size of the man is equal to the size of the problem that gets him down. Okay. So I want you guys to know that you just need to sow your seeds and focus on being a problem solver during this 90-day run. I think that's so important because I just gave you a lot of things to do. And a lot of people, the biggest mistake they make is they go on this 90-day run. They're 30 days into it and nothing's really popping off yet. I promise you, stick to it. Even when nothing's happening, stick to it. 60 days in, if nothing's happening, stick to it. Watch what happens after day 90. You're going to see the biggest explosion in your business and in your life because you sowed your seeds for 90 days straight. Okay? Sow your seeds and be a problem solver. Don't let problems get you down. I told you, have unshakable commitment and just commit to where you're going on this 90-day run. And it'll change your life. So reach out to your leader if you guys want to do this. They'll help set you up with it. And I'm excited for everybody that makes the decision to truly go on this run and change their life, because I know the one we're about to do is going to be insane. Can you guys still, okay, sorry. My Wi-Fi just cut out for a second. We're good though. But no, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to pass this call over to Tyler. I only wanted to go for about 20, 25 minutes, but I went for about 30 to 34 minutes. I know we didn't start the call till 7:20, so you got some time still, Tyler. We've only been on here for 30 minutes talking, so you can take as much time as you want, bro. I know you got some super valuable sauce to deliver, guys. I want you to understand that I've watched this man. He's been in the industry for a very long time. I know he's only been with I Am for what I think coming up on 2 years here, and but he's been in the industry just about as long as I have, and he's crushing it at a very high level. And I'm excited for you guys to hear the six-figure sauce from Mr. Tyler Sorensen. Can you hear me, bro?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to spotlight your video and you can take the call over, bro.
Awesome. Well, guys, do me a favor real quick and go drop some love in the chat for AJ. That was absolutely incredible. He said everything that I was going to say. No, I'm just kidding. But that was fire. When you were talking about, your why and just the detail, like it actually made me emotional because I feel as though, and anybody that's been in the industry for a little bit, you guys know, like obviously everything kind of moves in seasons, and life moves in seasons. You got times and periods where you're out of focus, and then times where you're focused and you're doing what you need to do. And then other days, that you're distracted. And I would say that was one of the biggest things for me early on, because I've been in this industry a little over 5 years now, about 5.5 years I've been in this industry. And it was really when I sat down with detail, I really thought about everything that I wanted, because a lot of you guys on here, I'm assuming at least most of you all want to make more money. You all want to live in a nicer house, drive a nicer car, have freedom, not work for a boss or whatever the case is. But maybe you've never actually like written down, what do you want in actual detail? Like, what's the interior of your car look like? What's the exterior? What's the make? What's the model? What year is it? Where do you live? Right? It's like, what kind of clothes do you wear? Like, really think about it in detail, almost get like weird about it, to the point where it's just like somebody, if you told them like, dude, that's like kind of psychotic. But one of the, quotes that I heard a long time ago is, you have to be psychotic to be iconic. And I think that kind of plays in perfect with, the 90-day run. And obviously for those of you that are choosing to do that, what I'll say here, first of all, is, don't just do the 90-day run just because, you want, to validation from AJ or validation from me, validation from Joey. Don't do the 90-day run if you're just doing it because you're afraid of, getting judged if you don't do the 90-day run. Because as AJ was talking, a lot of you guys are probably thinking like, yeah, this is a lot of work, right? It is going to be a lot of work. It is going to be sacrifice, and you're going to have to, get uncomfortable and show up on the days that you don't feel like showing up, and doing the work when you don't feel like talking to people. And, you're getting told no, and you're getting ghosted left and right. And people aren't showing up on the calls. People aren't enrolling when they told you they were going to enroll. You got people quitting your team. Everything that's going to go wrong is going to go wrong, and it's going to happen. And that's why, when he was talking about like his why and stuff, and it's just kind of ironic because we do our team call every single Sunday, for our team, where we recognize, the traders of the previous week, the new rank ups. So we talk about, different things. And what we talked about this week was really either reflecting again and revisiting your why, or if you've never created one, like really identifying what that is. And, and I'm not just talking about like, the car, I'm not talking about the house or the material things. Like, I'm really talking about like, why did you sign up for I Am and join this company and join this industry in the first place, right? The reason on a surface level that you got started was obviously you want more out of life, right? You want to be able to have freedom and have more options to be able to do these different things. And that's all great and that's all good, but like, what is it really, really for, right? Some of you have kids, some of you have a spouse and family, maybe you want to retire your parents. And for me, when I got started, my why has changed a lot from the day that I joined till now. And yours will evolve too. Obviously, as you get older and life progresses, your why is going to continue to change and develop. So it's important, I would say, every few months, revisit it. And even if it doesn't change, you need to refresh those feelings as to why you're doing this, because the bad days are going to come. All the bad things are going to happen, with trading, with building the business and everywhere in between. So you have to understand, like, why am I really doing this? And some of you might have heard me say this, when we did the convention recap call, right? If you got kids and you got, let's just say, family that you want to retire. Maybe you grew up and you watched your parents, like I did, whenever they would fight, all they ever thought about was money. And I made a decision, when I joined this industry, that because it was possible to create financial abundance, I was like, I never want to live in a reality where my kids are going to ever see me fight with, my wife about money. I don't want my kids to see that. I don't want there to be a reality where we live in a world where we print billions of dollars of money every single day. Why is it that we settle for the breadcrumbs, right? Like, we're God's highest form of creation. Why on earth would you ever settle and choose to base your whole life around a job that you don't love, income that you know that you're worth way more than, right? You literally go to work, you show up, you're told when to show up, when to pee, when to eat lunch, when to go home, when to see your kids, when to take your family on vacation. We're God's highest form of creation. And why is it that most people, they feel like, man, I'm only worth $10 an hour, I'm only worth $30,000 a year? Why? Like, here you can create your own income. That's what I love about network marketing. Is it doesn't matter, like Joey always says, it doesn't matter if you're, out of the state Penn, or if you went to Penn State. Like, this is equal opportunity for every single person that ever gets started in network marketing. Doesn't matter your creed, religion, background, race, or any of that stuff. If you can do the work, and you can, you're your biggest asset, right? If it's to be, it's up to me, as the saying goes. And if you can go put in the work and make it happen, then, nobody's going to tell you otherwise, and that you can't, that you can't do it. It's all on you at the end of the day. But I would say get really deep and emotional about why it is that you're doing it. And when things get hard, you should always be thinking like, hey, I'm not going to call AJ and complain and tell him that I'm thinking about quitting, or it's getting too tough. Don't call me, or don't call Kessler or Dalton, or the other leaders that are inside of Team Ambition, and don't tell them that you're quitting. When things get tough, right? Think about calling, your kids and saying, hey, son or daughter, or husband or wife, or, your parents that they've worked 3 jobs since the day that you were born. And you would love to just retire them and have them actually be able to enjoy, the years on this planet that they still have left. Because obviously, you guys know time is very finite. And there's every single day that goes by, that's one less day that you're going to get with your mom and your dad. That's one less day that you're going to get with your kids, right? That's one less day that you're going to get with your spouse. And we never know when that time's going to run out. So my thing is, it's like, man, money isn't the most important thing on this planet. But if that's the case, why would you ever want money to dictate everything that you do with your time? If time's the only thing that matters, what makes sense to me is, hey, how do I fix the money problem as fast as possible so that I can have the freedom to choose how I spend my time, right? So like this 90-day run, yes, it's very intense, but like AJ said, you're collapsing timeframes, right? What would take the average person 5, 10, 15, 20 years to do, or like what most people do, they go 40 hours a week, 40, years of their life. Hopefully they can retire on 40% of their income, and maybe they get pension or social security, probably not, but they hope that they will. And that's most people's retirement plan, right? And they don't really understand the time and how valuable it was until they get to be 45, 55, 65 years old. I see a lot of young faces on here. I know we got people of all different ages on here, but what I want most of you guys to just, kind of just think about and really like, sit and simmer with and just, reflect on, is just that you're not going to be getting any more time back. But what you can do is you can pre-buy or prepay, right, for your future time with the time that you invest right now, right? Maybe it takes you 90 days, right, to go on a 90-day all-out blitz, all-out run. And maybe you have to sacrifice sleep. Maybe you have to sacrifice, going and having dollar beer nights, or getting boneless wings at B-dubs, or whatever, whatever you guys do, playing Fortnite, or watching Yellowstone, or any other series, Squid Games on Netflix, right? The reality is, I know that most people on here have probably either binge watched Netflix, or they've binge played video games, Call of Duty, or whatever the case is. So why can't you do the exact same thing for something that could actually set you and your family up for the rest of your life, right? Just from a 90-day run. I actually wanted to do this. I don't know if I'm actually able to share my screen. I didn't plan on doing this. But when you were talking, AJ, it just kind of got me fired up and thinking. And I was just, when I got started in, network marketing, it was back in 2016. It was a health and wellness company where we sold shake mix and energy drinks and cookies and, all this stuff. And it was health and wellness based, but nevertheless, it was still network marketing. And this is still the best industry on the entire planet. We just happen to also be spoiled in the fact that we can make money as customers, learning how to trade and invest, obviously, in the markets. But guys, when I came to this company because I just wanted to trade. I was going through that low part of, my psychology, I guess you want to call it that. And I was having a rough moment in time. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'm like, man, I don't know if this is going to work. I was there 3.5 years in. I was like, dude, I don't know if network marketing if this is really going to be, if I'm ever going to make it. I had pounded my head against the wall. I went to events. I read books. I listened to audios, right? And all I was doing in that time, guys, is I was laying the foundation, right? And planting the seed for what was, going to come once I partnered with the right environment, the right team, and the right company, the right opportunity, and boom, a lot changed. So I actually wanted to show you guys, I pulled this up. This is my rank report from, when I got started. So when I got started in IM, obviously you guys can see here, I was unranked for a while. I was just trading I didn't even know what the heck I was doing. I was just hopping on Go Live calls and just like kind of like fumbling my way around the academy. And then I got in and I shared it with a few people, and I hit platinum 150. But I want you guys to see this. I want you guys to notice how long I stayed at platinum 150. I stayed at platinum 150 because I never really made a decision, right? I never said I'm going to go on a run and on a sprint and actually go all out and see what we can do with this thing. And I stayed at platinum 150, for quite a while. I was just sitting here, being content, being comfortable, sleeping in as late as I wanted, not taking things serious, not talking to people, not doing my daily method of operation, and just honestly just treating this thing like a hobby. And then I made a decision that I was going to go all out for I did a 90-day run. I did a 90-day run, and you guys can see here, I'm going to keep scrolling. I didn't realize it was this many days, but platinum 150, boom, I hit platinum 600. This is April, right? This is April 15th. I made the decision like a couple of days prior. I'm like, dude, I'm sick of living life this way. I'm sick of, always just not having enough. And I'm sick of just, always being fearful of what everyone's going to say about me. And what if I don't make it? And what if I look like an idiot? I don't know anything about trading yet. And I was telling myself all these things, all these excuses. An excuse is nothing more than a well-planned lie that we tell ourselves. You say you don't have enough time. That's a lie. That's a lie that you tell yourself. You have the same 24 hours in it that Joey Wilson has, that AJ has, that I have, that LeBron James has, right? It doesn't matter, right? We all have the same amount of time. People say, I don't have any money. Guys, when I came to this company, I was like $3,000 in credit card debt. I had paid 2 months of my rent and all my bills on a credit card because that was just the place that I was in my life. I didn't have money, right? AJ was, like he just told you, he was homeless, right? When he got started in the industry. I mean, it's just like, there's a lot of people that have had your exact same circumstance or worse and have found a way to overcome it. But I made a decision, and we went all out with this thing. I talked to a couple of my leaders that were trading with me. We were doing this thing together, and we went all out. And I want to show you guys this timeline, because notice how long I stayed at P150, and then it was P600. I didn't stay at P600 nearly as long as I stayed at P150, and then it was Platinum 1000, right? And then Platinum 1000, that was April 29th to May 22nd, went from 1,000 to 2,000. So less than 30 days later, went from 1,000 to 2,000. This is what's going to happen with your guys' 90-day runs. In the beginning, it's going to be a lot of you're planting the seeds, right? And eventually one day, boom, you'll enroll 5-10 people yourself from all the seeds that you've been planting. And then maybe not only that, your team will be doing the same exact thing right behind you. And before you know it, you're skipping ranks, right? And you're doubling and tripling your income as you're climbing up the compensation plan, right? And you're growing your team, momentum is setting in, right? And then, Platinum 1,000 to 2,000, and then 2,000 to 5,000, Platinum 5,000 was hit on July 6th, right? So from April 15th to July 6th, I don't know how many days that is. I counted it before. I think it's like 86 or 87 days, but this was like my first quote unquote 90-day run with the right company, the right leadership, the right team, the right environment. And then things change. I had never in my life, guys, I'd been in the industry for 3.5 years prior to this. I had never made more than like $2,000 a month. And that was like with me, like enrolling my face off and like doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Right. And then boom, one 90-day run with the right company and the right education and all these things. Right. I mean, life can change. And, it was cool. But, once this was done, right, there came another lull in my business where I got comfortable. And, maybe some of you right now, because of the holidays and whatever the case is, maybe you feel like you're in a place where, you're comfortable. And what I would say is, find reasons to get uncomfortable. And for me, it was always just kind of thinking about my why. When I got started in the industry, one of my first whys was I would love to be able to retire my parents, because like I said, when I grew up, all I ever saw was them fight about money. So I'm like, how cool would it be? My dad owns a body shop where he fixes cars for a living. My mom was a registered nurse. And like, I would just hear them every Sunday night, right? They're, I gotta go to work tomorrow. And maybe you guys probably feel this. They call it the Sunday scaries. When Sunday comes around and you're scared of Monday morning because you got to get up and go to work. You guys know that 90% of heart attacks, when people die of a heart attack, 90% come on Monday morning before 10 a.m. Yeah, call it what you want. For me, I think it's pretty obvious as to why that is. And I was like, it would be so cool to be able to retire my parents someday. And my first year in the industry, about 9 months in, my mom actually passed away. And, this isn't like, a pity party or anything, but it gave me a lot of perspective, like I said, to how finite time is, right? So that's something that I'm never going to be able to experience, retiring my mom, right? And maybe right now you guys have parents that you would like to retire. And maybe, you know, if you wait another 90 days to take this serious, maybe if you wait another 6 months, a year to really take this thing serious, who knows, right? Who knows if you're going to get the opportunity to do that? Because nothing is guaranteed other than death and taxes, right? So you have to decide what kind of life you want, and then just decide what are you going to do to get it. And if what you're doing right now is not getting you to that goal faster than, you know, the norm of clocking in, clocking out, and, you know, give me there in 40 years, then, you know, it's up to you to do something about it, right? And all I know is this opportunity, this industry is the only place that I know of, honestly, unless you win the lottery, where that can actually be a reality, right? Like, where else in the world can you go and, you know, create a 6-figure income in less than 12 months, starting from nothing, no experience, right? You know, never run a business before. Like, the average person can do that if they have heart, they have a why, and they just have consistent work ethic, and they're hungry, and they just go make it happen, right? They're coachable and they're teachable. And obviously you guys are all on this call because you're coachable and teachable guys. And, you know, AJ covered so much of the tactical things. I just really wanted to, you know, really dive in on that, on the, you know, the why, and kind of like just the mental aspect of this, because without the mindset and the deep rooted reasoning as to why you're doing this, none of that stuff matters, right? You're not going to go send the messages to people if your heart's not in it, and you're not in it for the right reasons, right? You're not going to go follow up. You're not going to go learn how to do a presentation. Those are the tactical things that you need to do to become a professional, right, in this industry, right? The 7 key things to going pro that Eric Warwick covered, you know, at the virtual GoPro event this weekend. And I'm not going to cover all these in detail, but you guys can write these down. Number one is your environment, right? Number one is your environment, right? So a lot of you, maybe you're hanging around, you know, people that, you know, aren't really all that productive. And maybe every time you hang out with them, right, there's 2 types of people that I learned. There's 2 types of people. One is a drain and another is a fountain. And you guys know what I'm talking about. When you leave that engagement, do you feel drained or do you feel empowered, right? And there was a lot of friends that I used to hang out with where I would leave and I would just be like, oh my God. Like, you was just like exhale, because it's like, I can't, like, geez, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can only take those friends in small doses, but yet you hang out with them a lot, at least a lot more than you should. And then the people like AJ and the people like, you know, the people that you've met in this team and in this industry, right, that actually make you feel like empowered and like you can go run through a brick wall and motivated and inspired, right? You don't seek out those types of relationships and those types of friendships as much as you should. But that's the first thing, guys, is your environment, right? You have to audit your environment and, you know, take charge of it, because if you don't take charge of it, then it's going to suck you in. You get what you tolerate, right? Everything that you tolerate is what you're going to continue to get more of. If you keep tolerating the distractions, like AJ talked about, what are you telling the universe? You're telling the universe, I want more distractions, right? You get what you tolerate. And if you are cutting these things off, right, now you're in control. And like you said, the devil is going to step in and throw obstacle after obstacle after obstacle in your way when you make the decision that you're going to become a professional in this industry and make a full-time income, a 6-figure income, a 7-figure income. That's the first one, is environment. Obviously, number 2, guys, is skills, right? The biggest thing that any new person needs in this industry is they need to learn the skills. And AJ talked a lot about, you know, the skills. There's 3 stages to, you know, a career in network marketing. And this is also something he talked about, you know, at GoPro this weekend. He said that the 3 stages, number 1 is 0 to 100K a year in income, right? 0 to 100K is stage 1, right? And where some people, they get caught in the mind game of, you know, when they got started, they were told, hey, you can, you know, create residual income, have passive income while you sleep, and it just keeps coming in, and, you know, life's all sunshine and rainbows. But what they don't understand is stage 1, going from 0 to 100K, the thing that matters the most is hard work. And what that means is sometimes you got to be out of balance, right? You have to be not spending as much time, you know, hanging out with, you know, your drinking buddies. You're not as much time in the Fortnite lobby or the Call of Duty lobby, or, you know, spending as many, you know, minutes and hours on Netflix, right? You have to be out of balance. And sometimes, you know, you're going to have family and friends that say, man, you work too much, man, you're on all these, you know, all these Zoom calls all the time, and you're always on these, you know, these go live sessions all the time, man. Like, what are you doing, man? You're living the best years of your life right now. That's what I got told so much. When I got started, I was 20, almost 21 years old, right? So as I'm sitting on Zoom calls endlessly, because I was just like obsessed with in a healthy way with, you know, just thinking a different way. All I had ever been taught growing up was, hey, go to school, get good grades, graduate, either enter the workforce right away or go to college. If you don't go to college, your odds of getting a good paying job aren't very good. So you got to go to school, right? You got to go rack up tens of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. I dropped out after 2 years, but after dropping out after 2 years, I had $32,000 of student loan debt. I hadn't learned a single thing about how to make money, right? And I only went to school because I was told that's what I needed to do to be successful. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life until I found this industry. And once I found it, it clicked. But it's not just enough to just find it and to just be here. You guys already signed up. You guys already joined the academy. So now it's time to get something for it. Does that make sense? And it's up to you guys to do that, right? This is volunteer army. If you go open up a brick and mortar business, a McDonald's franchise, a Chick-fil-A, right? If you're vegan, maybe you're going to open up a vegan franchise, or you're going to open any business. Doesn't matter what it is, right? You got to put in tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to open up the franchise, open up the business. Nobody comes along and says, hey, Anthony, hey, Jose, hey, Tyler, hey, Anthony, hey, Justin, hey, Marco, hey, Nick, hey, you got to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to make sure that this business, gets you where you want to go, right? Nobody's doing that, right? Here, you have an entire ecosystem and a team of people that are pushing you and helping you along the way, but it takes you making the decision to say, I'm my boss. The reason that everybody shows up to their job every single day is because, one, if they don't show up, they don't make money. If they don't make money, they can't pay their bills, but boss is telling them what to do, right? And a lot of people, they need somebody to tell them what to do. So when they get here in entrepreneurship and nobody's telling them what to do, they struggle. And that was one of the things that I struggled with in the beginning, guys, was you're working for yourself, but that's also the bad thing is you're working for yourself. So you got to be the one to say, hey, you know what? Enough's enough. You draw a line in the sand, and you are going to go and hold yourself accountable and hold yourself consistent. Yes, you're going to have people like AJ, myself, and other leaders that will help you do that. But we can't want it more for you than you got to want it for yourself, guys. But that's stage one is hard work, right? Stage two is 100K to $1 million. And at that point, you're learning skills of, promotion and duplication. And then stage 3 and above is, $1 million plus income. I'll skip through those, guys. But those are the 3 stages, that require different skills for each stage, of your network marketing business. And then the other 7 keys of going pro, guys. Number 3 is you got to adapt to change quickly. Number 4 is self-investment, guys. And one of the things that he went through with this example when he was talking about self-investment was 2 things. One, he talked about how he had a nephew that played in the NFL, right? And this NFL player, right, he has to invest tens of thousands of dollars every single year to make sure his body is up to par, right? So he can stay healthy, stay in shape, and not get injured. Because if he gets injured, he's not making money, right? He's going to lose his contract, whatever the case is. So he's investing in his craft, investing in his body, because that is, his asset. And here, that's the same way with this, right? Instead of investing in your body, though, you're investing in the 6 inches between your ears, right? Because you have to brainwash yourself from all the crap that you've been taught from most of us since we were like 5 years old, right? We're taught money doesn't grow on trees. We're taught money's hard to come by. We're taught it's hard to make a lot of money. We're taught if you want to go and, make $1 million, you got to be like the chosen one, right? It's like this industry is not for, the chosen few. It's for the few that choose. I saw Colton drop that in the chat, earlier in the call, but that's what it is, guys. And it's all up here. All this game is all in your head, right? If you tell yourself it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard. If you tell yourself it's going to be easy and things are coming to you easily, effortlessly, that's what's going to happen, right? You're constantly speaking how you want this business to go, in your life. And you are the asset. The other example that he gave, and I won't make you guys do this. You can do it if you want to, but he actually asked everybody, he said, type in the chat if you went to college, how much you spent on your university education. Let's actually do that. If you guys went to college, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus or anything like that, but I'm going to challenge you guys to get uncomfortable. If you guys went to school and went to college and you're comfortable with it, I want you guys to type in how much money you spent on that college education, right? So we got $80,000, $75,000, $70,000, $10,000, $20,000, $60,000, homeschool. There you go, $25,000 for Tyler. So you guys see the all the numbers coming in, and then the question that he asked on the GoPro, he's like, now how much money have you spent and invested into yourself and in this business? How much money have you actually invested into getting better at this business? Whether that's obviously paying to enroll, paying to get to convention, paying for virtual GoPro. How much money is that, right? To enroll in IM Academy, it's either $325 or $235. Right? Maybe you pay, $175 a month, right? Getting to convention, maybe that costs you $500, $600, $700. Maybe you paid for virtual GoPro this week and you either got it half off with Joey for $150 or you got $300 ticket. right? So it's like, look at the difference in the numbers. If people are willing to invest that type of money to go and hopefully, right, hopefully get a job, beg somebody to hire you, be told when to show up, when to pee, when to eat lunch, when to go home, and be told what you're worth on top of that, why would you not be willing to invest? I'm not saying you got to invest the same amount, but what if you invested half or a fraction of that amount into your business? Why is it that we skimp out on investing in yourself, but we won't skip out on, you know, paying for a college tuition that we're not even going to be using 5, 10, 20 years down the road? And even if we are using it, we don't love that we're using it, right? We don't love where we're at. That's just what we did because that's what we thought we were supposed to do. All right, does that make sense? And that was one of the biggest things that stuck out to me. Number 5 of, you know, 7 keys to going pro is mentors and masterminds. And then number six is speed. And this is what AJ was talking about, right? Because you can collapse time frames. You can collapse time frames in this industry. If you are thinking about this business like you're flipping through a deck of cards, and you're trying to find the aces, right? You're trying to find the AJ Sandbergs. You're trying to find the Dalton Hagers, the Hunter Moss, the Coach CJs, the Colton Winkelmans, right? You're trying to find these individuals, the aces in the deck. Well, if you can flip through that deck of cards, right, in a day, you're going to find those 4 aces that day. If you flip through that deck of cards in a week, you're going to find those 4 aces in the week. But if you just flip 1 card a day, like AJ said, it's going to take you a lot longer to find those aces, guys. And success loves speed, right? And maybe, you know, again, I'm not trying to step on any toes here. You'll make $1 million in your lifetime if you go work at McDonald's, but you'll have to work like 86 years to go and do it, right? So, and I don't know about you guys, I want to live the life where I want to be free young, so I have the rest of my life to actually enjoy all that money. Like I said, guys, time's finite, right? So being able to get as much as that back as possible is something that you can't even put a price tag on. So speed is number 6, and then the last one, you know, is obsession. And I know that this is a little bit, you know, kind of redundant and repetitive of what, you know, AJ was talking about, but I really want you guys to, you know, understand that there's healthy obsessions and there's not healthy obsessions. You guys are smart enough to know that, you know, unhealthy obsessions are smoking and drinking and going out and partying and Netflix and, you know, just being inundated and consuming, right? Most people are just consuming. They're going through day-to-day life, scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Instagram, watching TV, doing absolutely nothing. And then you got another part of the world, the 1%, that are more focused on creating than they are focused on consuming, right? And the only way that you're going to go build the life of your dreams is you have to go create the life of your dreams. It starts up here. It starts with your why. You have to define what those things are, identify what those things are, and then back it up with the income producing activities like AJ talked about. There's a certain number of things that will make you money in this business. And then there's a lot of other things that will just kind of be having you, you know, spinning your wheels. Just being busy is not being productive. This company only pays you for 2 things. When you put new customers in the system and you help your customers get new customers. That is the only thing that Chris Terry cuts the check for, is when you do that. And you know, like AJ talked about as well, he talked about sometimes you got to be selfish, right? A little bit. And you know, some people, right, speaking from experience with conversations that I've had with individuals that struggle with this side of things because they've never been like truthfully selfish before. I believe personally that it's way more selfish for you to play small. I think it's way more selfish for you to sit back and stay in your comfort zone, right? Because whatever you have gone through in your life and whatever you're going to go through, whether it's family hardships, family deaths, right? You know, deaths with your close friends, or, you know, people that struggle with all kinds of different, you know, different things. And you guys all have your own backgrounds and your unique circumstances. We all do, right? Like Jim Rohn says, the same wind blows on us all, right? Your problems aren't unique. Somebody somewhere has had your problems, if not worse, and has found a way to overcome it. Right. But your problems aren't unique. You know, but you have to get obsessed to the point where, you know, nothing else really matters than your goal, guys. And, you know, most people, they just get so inundated with, you know, the little things that keep them comfortable. And, you know, they just say that it's selfish of me to do this, so I'm not going to do it because that somebody told you that you should feel bad about that. And if you never go out and share your story, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. And, you know, if you want to take that a step deeper, it happens through you. If you don't go out and share your story with people, that's one more person somewhere else that's going to continue to struggle with that same problem that you could have overcome, and then been a testament of inspiration to help them get through that. Does that make sense? There's a lot of other people, guys, that are begging on their hands and knees right now, praying that you will message them, praying that you will reach out to them, praying that somebody somewhere can show them a better way come hell or high water, right? They're praying for that. Now, I'm not talking about the people that you talk to and they say, dude, you're in a scam, you're in a pyramid scheme, those things don't work. Nobody makes money trading, right? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people like you. I'm talking about the people like me, the people that are on this call. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Yes, there's a way that you should do this, right? There's a way that you should prospect. There's a way that you should invite. There's a way that you should present the information. There's a way that you should follow up. AJ covered a lot of that stuff, guys. That's why I'm not going over that side of things, but you should feel selfless when you are building this business, not selfish, right? I can't tell you how good it feels, and AJ could tell you the same thing. I can't tell you how good it feels when I get a random message on Telegram or Instagram or a random text message and somebody says, dude, listen, man, I know I've been quiet. I know I've been just kind of hanging in the shadows, but I can't tell you how thankful I am that you sent me a random message on Facebook 6 months ago. I can't tell you how thankful I am that you never gave up on me when I told you no like 4 times, when I ghosted you every single time that you would message me, every single time that you'd swipe up on my stories, and I would just ignore you, man. And all these people, they're watching, and they're watching to see if you're going to stay consistent, if you actually do what you say you're going to do. The one biggest key to building confidence, guys, one, action cures anxiety. If you're feeling doubtful and fearful and anxious, it's because you're not doing any action right now. Go do it. Go do whatever it is that you're afraid to do, and you're going to feel empowered after. It's just like when you haven't been to the gym in a while, and then you go to the gym. How does it feel? You felt like you didn't want to go before you went. Now you're in your car leaving after being in the gym and working out, and you feel amazing. This is the same exact thing here, guys. Go and do the work, and the anxiety is going to go away. Action cures anxiety every single time, guys. And obviously, motivation is nice and all, but when you find your why and why you're actually doing this thing and you get emotional about it, that's where you're going to be able to withstand the test of time, because time either exposes you or promotes you, and there's no other way to put it. Some of you are here for 30 days, 60 days. They're just going to call it how it is, and you're just dabbling, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and you're here today and gone tomorrow. I'm just being honest, because that's how this business will go. But it doesn't have to go that way if you say, I know this is the vehicle that's going to get me and my family free, right? This is what's going to get me to my goals and my dreams. And you put a flagpole in the ground. You say, I planted my flag, and here we go, right? So guys, at this point, make a decision, become a professional in this industry, learn the skill sets, guys, and then just do them over and over and over again. Get psychotic for a season of your life for this business, and your life can change, and it can change quickly, right? 90 days, 4 months, 6 months, 12 months, it's going to pass either way, whether you're doing this or doing something else, right? I always say that the time's going to pass either way. So you might as well spend that time now, because every day that you work hard now is another day that you're not going to have to work hard later on. I know I got a little bit long-winded too, but AJ, bro, I appreciate you having me on, man. You absolutely crushed it. I took a bunch of notes, dude, when you were speaking, and hopefully I was able to add some value to you guys as well. But I appreciate you guys. And let's go dominate the rest of 2021, because how you end a year is how you open up a new year, guys. But hey, I'll kick it back over to you, bro. Appreciate you, and love you guys.
Sheesh, bro. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Let's blow up the chat for Mr. Tyler Sorensen. Man, so much value that you just gave. I mean, my mind is blown by just all the nuggets that you dropped there, man. The seven steps to becoming a professional in this industry, and so many other things, guys, about making a decision and just all these other things. I want everybody right now to drop the most impactful thing that Tyler just said. For you, I want you to look at your notes right now. And I want you to type the most impactful thing that Tyler said, because there was so much. I want the chats to just flood real quick with nuggets. Action cures anxiety. That was fire. It's not for the chosen few. It's for the few that choose. Time is finite. Yes. Love it. There's so much good stuff, guys. The same wind blows on us all. That's a good one. I see so many people, guys, in this industry, they quit because they think their problems are special, right? Jim Carrey, he says this. He says, I was scared about going out into the world and doing something bigger than myself until I realized that there was nothing bigger than myself, right? Like, it's kind of a weird quote, but you have to understand that there's nothing bigger than you, right? Like Tyler said, you're God's highest form of creation. You can accomplish anything. You can do anything. But at first, you have to make the decision. So guys, hopefully you guys got some value out of this. I am going to give away some cash real quick. So if you did stay on the call for the whole time, then I am going to give away some money. I'm going to give away $50, guys. And we'll do this randomly. So promote to your team, tell them to get on the call, not only to get some value, but, we'll give away some money as well. So, Tyler, what I want you to do is pick a random number 1 through 77.
1 through 77. Do you want me to message you personally? You want me to just say it?
No, just say it right now.
14.
14. Okay, let me count here. We won't count the. Wait, yeah, we'll count us. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Becky Kleinschnitz wins the $50. Ulysses is going crazy on the gym over there. Good stuff. Good stuff.
No, I'll give away 50 in the spirit of brotherhood. I'll give away 50.
You want to pick someone else? Let's pick 2 winners.
Let's pick 2 winners. How do you want to do this one?
Pick another number.
No, you better pick that number. You get number 2.
Let me pick it. Okay, I'll do. Let's count from the bottom this time, and do 20.
All right.
20. So count
20.
from the bottom.
2, 4. Oh my goodness. Somebody just came in the waiting room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is Ulysses. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We got Nick Wickens. $50.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt Warner just said Joey got another 50.
Joey's
giving away money tonight.
Hey, wait, Matt, unmute yourself. Pick a number.
Let me get this phone.
Oh,
Yo, I'm gonna do something a little better. I got $50 in Bitcoin. That's an asset right there, and it's going to the moon, baby. Who owns the Bitcoin? Type some fires in the chat.
Let's go.
All right. So I get to pick a number.
Yeah, pick a number. I'll count from the top.
Do I get to look or no?
No, 1 through 80.
1 through 80. 1 through 80. 1 through 80. All right.
Dude, everybody's getting on now that we said we're giving away money.
Yeah, here the numbers come up. They didn't get any value. We got a few people, stragglers coming in here. What numbers were chosen?
We picked 14 from the top and 20 from the bottom. So a bigger number would probably be
14 from the top and 20 from the bottom. What does that even mean?
I counted from the top of the list and then we counted from the bottom of the list.
All right. We're gonna go with tonight. The number I'm feeling. Who do we got at number 62 tonight? 62. I'm kind of feeling a little 62 action.
2. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Bitcoin coming in hot. Going to the moon, baby.
Get your Bitcoin.
What?
36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45.
Who wants the Bitcoin here?
49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. You said 62? 61, 62. Ricky.B.
Let's Ricky, man. Let's go. Ricky from Stockton. Stockton, baby. Yeah. There he is, baby.
All right. Well, if one of you guys won, wait, who was it? It was Nick, Becky. So Nick and send me your Cash App, and Ricky send Werner your Bitcoin as well. But great call, guys. Hopefully that go share this value with me. And if you make the decision to go on this 90-day run, hit up your leader and help that or ask them for help on setting up what you need to do to lay out the roadmap and go on the biggest run of your life and change your life forever. I appreciate you, Tyler, for hopping on here. You deliver so much value, and I'm excited for everybody to have an amazing 2022. Have a good night, guys. Peace.